Good morning, my friends. It is Beth, and welcome to your 60-minute open vinyasa. So we are going to start in a child's pose, and you might benefit from the use of yoga blocks, or if you don't have them, books or Tupperwares, anything that will serve as a block. It's about the size of a large brick, but I don't think bricks are such a good idea to use. Okay, so begin in a child's pose. You could start with your knees quite wide or your knees together. Stretch the arms forward and make it an extended child's pose. So rest your forehead on the mat, or maybe on a block, or maybe on your hands, or maybe on a cushion. And breathe. Breathe in by nose. Breathe out by nose. And use this time to first of all acknowledge that you are here, that this is your time. And if you'd like to set an intention, please use your time to do that now. Continue breathing in and out by nose. And if you'd like to make it an ujjayi breath, then please do. Engage your throat. Hug the breath and maybe produce the sound of the ocean as you breathe. Maybe you don't make the sound of the ocean. The point is, breathe mindfully. On your next inhalation, slide your arms to the right and exhale the hips back and left. So you start to deepen the stretch through the left side of the body. You could cover the left hand with your right or the right with your left. Different people have different preferences. And really focus on how it feels, because the sensations of the body will be the ones that guide you. Inhale, stretch the arms through center and to the left, and exhale the hips back and right. And yoga is really about balance. So do find a place in the poses that challenges you, but also that feels manageable. So there's a balance between effort and ease at all times. Inhale your hands back to center and make your way onto all fours for the wrist warm up. Turn your fingers out to the sides to start with and begin moving your hips side to side. And this might be enough for you, in which case stay exactly as you are. If you wish to turn the fingers to face back towards your thighs, then absolutely do that. And you could move the hips into circles or figures of 8 or in any way that you wish to move them. And if you wish to stay moving like this, please do. If you would rather turn the fingers to face forward again and flick one palm to face up and do it this way, warm up the wrist this way, then please do. And you could still continue moving your hips in circles or side to side or forward and back. And if you are doing the palm up warm up, please swap. We're all giggling because the technical man wasn't too techy today. I forgot to switch to the wider screen, and I have no idea how to do that because all I can do is teach. Hips forward and back and side to side. And bring your other hand back down. So establish strong connection with the hands. Fingers open, press the fingertips and the heels of your hands down into the mat. Tuck your toes and wiggle the toes a little bit closer to the knee so you start to feel the stretch in the soles of your feet. Deepen it by also stretching your spine. Exhale, round. Chin to throat. And this is known as cat pose. Hold for a few moments, separate the shoulder blades and stretch the whole spine. See if you can vacuum your belly into the back of the chest to further deepen the stretch in your lower back. And on your next in-breath, untuck the toes. Press with the hands and do the opposite movement with your spine, which is known as cow pose. Lift the chest, the hips, lift your eyes. And again, on your inhale this time, into the chest, and see if you can draw the chest a bit more forward and up and feel the back bend across the whole spine and the stretch across the whole front of your trunk. And on your next exhale, bring your spine back to neutral and prepare for downward dog. Tuck the toes, Seat to feet, lift the hips, downward facing dog. If you'd like to place each of your hands on a block or your makeshift block, do. It does make the downward dog a bit more accessible, so you can look a bit more like an upside down V. You can, of course, also bend the knees. You can lower your knees and stay on all fours every time we do downward dog. It's always up to you. You can pedal out the feet. And on your next inhale, take the smallest of steps forward for ragdoll. Soften the knees or even bend them. Feet about hip width and parallel. Traditionally catch the opposite elbows, but realistically you can flop the hands onto the mat. Relax the head down. Flop the hands on bricks. Some people like to rock it out, mainly with the trunk side to side. Try it out. And sometimes the practice of yoga is just that. It is mindfully trying things out to see if they're okay for the body that we have today or for the body that we have in general. And if you start to experience pain, then the answer is no. On your next exhale, bend the knees a bit more. Engage your abdomen. You have two ways to stand up. You could stand up with a rounded back, your arms hanging, and use your abdomen, or you could stand up with a straight spine and with the help of the hands pressing on your thighs to come up with a bit more support for the back. So it's very, very much up to you. Take a step towards the front of your mats, and this is Mountain Tadasana. Equalize the weight across both feet, the front and the back of your feet, the inside and the outside of your feet. It serves sometimes to close the eyes and feel the ground underneath your feet. Think of 3 points of anchoring, of rooting through the feet. The 2 front points, the fleshy part of the foot, known as the ball of your foot, directly behind the big toe and the little toe. And the 3rd point at the center of your heels, where your ankle bones would meet. Root down through these points, but lift out of your inner arches. That will engage your legs. Allow the engagement to draw up the abdomen, shoulders soft, arms heavy, chin parallel, top of the head stretch it up to the sky. And we'll start flowing the sun salutations. Take your time, please, to open up your eyes. And on your inhale, stretch the arms up to the sky, soft or even bent knees. Exhale, zip the belly and forward fold. Relax the head down and maybe bring your hands onto the mat or onto blocks. Hands on shins. Inhale, lift up halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands down. If you know what you're doing, take it. If you need suggestions, take your right leg back into runner's lunge. Inhale your left foot back. This is plank pose. Exhale your knees to the mat, body to the mat. Inhale, chest forward, Cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck the toes, seat to feet, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Hold it there for about 5 seconds. And on your next exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, step your right foot between the hands. Exhale, the left foot meets the right. Hands on shins. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Engage your abdomen. Inhale, stand up. Stretch your arms to the sky. We go again. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant the hands. If you know your transition, don't wait for me. Otherwise, this time, exhale your left leg back into runners. Inhale your right foot back into plank. You could do what we did before. You can go straight to down dog, or you could try the chaturanga, the push-up with me. Maybe start with your knees down. On your exhale, consider rocking forward. Bend the elbows straight back. Keep your shoulders out of your ears, so you're able to support yourself without sinking. So neutral spine, shoulders away from your ears. Press your feet down. Inhale, chest forward and chest up. Shoulders away from your ears. Strong hands and feet, thighs off the floor. Nice work. Exhale, downward facing dog. So there's different ways to transition, and the choice is always yours. So start to build it up gradually so the body has time to strengthen through whatever you're asking it to do. If you know your transition, you don't have to take this one with me. Otherwise, on your exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, step your left foot between the hands. Exhale, the right foot follows. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Prepare for chair. Inhale, bend the knees and stretch the arms forward, up and back. Utkatasana. We tend to do the same chair over and over, so see if you can find a different chair. Maybe you bend the knees more. Maybe you shift a little bit more weight into the heels. Maybe you make your arms stronger, stretch them forward and then up and then back and get the upper back working. Exhale, forward fold, relax the head. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the hands, transition of choice, or you can take a different one. Rather than stepping, you could kind of hop run and then choose what you're going to do, chaturanga or all the way down, cobra or upward face dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg, split your dog. 5 seconds if you'd like to circle the ankle, bend the knee, open the hip, all three. And on your next inhalation, re-straighten the right leg. Exhale, step the right foot between your hands. And stay down here. It's now a runner's lunge. Bend the front leg 90 degrees. Your back foot, slide it a bit closer. Bring your left heel down, or try to get it down, but point your left big toe to the front left corner of your mat. So you're preparing your legs for warrior one. Take the right hip back, left hip forward. Stretch the arms. Inhale, come up. Warrior one. If it's too much for your back heel, lift it, no problem. Take your right hip back, your left hip forward. If you notice that you're sticking out your butt because this pelvis dragged back, then neutralize your spine. Stretch the arms up and out of the waist. Maybe look up towards the tip of your fingers. Exhale, bring your hands to the mat, runner's lunge. Inhale to plank. Choose how you make it to downward dog, or you could try chaturanga without knees down. Still rock forward, bend the elbow straight back, no collapsing. Inhale, chest forward and chest up. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, lift your left leg, split dog. And of course, you can bend the knee, open the hip, circle the ankle both directions, your call. Inhale, re-straighten the leg. Exhale, step the left foot between the hands. And again, stay in this runner's lunge. Sneak your back foot closer, slightly to the right, and point the big toe sort of in line with the front right corner of your mat. Front leg is about 90 degrees. Stretch the arms. Inhale, rise. This is warrior one. On the other side, Virabhadrasana one. Absolutely okay to lifting your back heel until the calf is able to take the stretch. Lift your stomach. Draw the left hip back and the right hip forward without forcing. Maybe look up beyond the fingers and try and touch the sky, beyond the clouds with your fingers. Exhale, hands to mat, runner's lunge. Inhale, step it to plank. Good time to rest or transition in any of the ways that we discussed. So, full chaturanga, knees down chaturanga, body down. As long as you don't feel strong sensations in the joints and the muscles instead work, take your time and explore the different ways to transition. On your exhale, bend the knees and try running your feet between the hands or hopping, or take one step at a time. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees and stretch. Utkatasana. So make it the new and improved Utkatasana, where you sit down more, or you stretch the arms a bit more, or you look beyond the fingertips up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, and with your other leg initiating the movement, maybe you can run again and change the transition. I'll see you in downward dog. Take any transition of choice that is working for you. Inhale, lift the right leg, split dog. Exhale, step the right foot between the hands, zip the belly. Inhale, warrior one. Stretch your arms out of your waist. Exhale, hands down to floor. Runner's lunge, only coffee this morning. Inhale, step to plank. No drinking. Exhale, I'll see you in downward dog. It's the up and downs and moving from, yeah, like sometimes your body's like, hold on, what is going on? Inhale, lift your left leg, no time to adjust. Exhale, step your foot between the hands. Inhale, rise, warrior one. But this is the beauty of yoga. Exhale, hands down, you adapt. Inhale, plank, you can rest or take a transition and I'll meet you in downward dog again. Whatever comes your way, embrace it. Learn, move on. Bend the knees, look forward. You decide how, feet between the hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees. Stretch the arms forward, up and back. Utkatasana, new and improved. Exhale, forward fold, head down. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, final destination, downward dog. You choose how you're going to go. Inhale, right leg lift, split dog. Exhale, step the right foot between your hands. Prepare for warrior one. Inhale, rise. Now we're going to stay up and start the warrior flow. So adjust your feet to a little bit wider. If you find that you have no balance, you can of course bring your heels in line, but then you risk losing a little bit of balance. Take the right hip back, your left hip forward. Engage the abdomen. Reach your arms up to the sky, out of your waist like you really, we're going to touch the clouds. Begin the transition with your back foot. Exhale, open it, hips to the side, chest, arms open. This is now warrior two. Heels roughly in one line. Feel free to adjust. The front leg eventually will be bent to about 90 degrees. And if you find that you're sticking out the ribs, close a gap between your pubic bone and your belly button. Bring them closer so your spine is neutral. Soft shoulders, nice alley. Stretch the arms apart. On your exhale, flick the right palm. Inhale, reach forward, up and back. No change in your legs. It's only the upper body and the arms move for reverse warrior. So keep your front leg as bent as it was in warrior two. It's more of a side bend rather than a back bend. So think about lifting your ribs away from the right hip bone and stretch the right arm. Keep your legs as they are. Inhale, warrior two, and now extend your back leg. You might bring your back foot closer for extended triangle. You might not. Engage your thighs. Exhale, reach way forward and down. Right hand any way you'd like it. On the leg, on a brick, inside or outside of the leg. Some of you like to flick the toes and catch the big toe. Go for it. Left arm straight up. Chin on the left shoulder if that's okay. And stretch your arms in opposing directions. Now, without moving your feet, drag your feet towards each other to get your inner thighs to activate. If the legs are straight, engage your thigh, lift your kneecaps. On your exhale, look down, bend the front knee. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, flick the right palm, extended side angle, forearm on thigh. Inhale, your left arm, stretch it over the left ear. Your legs, still like warrior two. Press down with your right elbow against your leg and draw the shoulder away from your ear. Now reach the left arm all the way forward so much that you feel the stretch down the whole left side of your body. On your exhale, lift your back heel and spin down into runner's lunge. Sneak your back foot closer for pyramid. Inhale, stretch the arms forward, lift the chest up. Exhale, take your right hip back. And this is pyramid pose. We're not going to break it down today. There's other videos doing that. But if any of you practicing the sequence is confident in your handstands or standing splits, now is the time to take them. Breathe in nose. Breathe out nose. This is a sequence we do for our teacher training, and there's loads of ways to take it up a notch, down a notch. Balance. If you're doing anything but a pyramid, in the next 5 to 10 seconds, join us in this pyramid. And on your exhale, bend the front knee, slide your back foot away so you're in runner's lunge again. Move the right foot slightly right, engage your inner thighs. Inhale, rise, high lunge. Exhale, hands on the hips and turn to face forward. Or sideways for you guys. Heels in one line, feet about parallel. Inhale, lengthen the waist. Exhale, fold into prasarita. So make it your prasarita. Your spine is positioned deliberately, whether it's straight, like mine is now, or rounded, like mine is now, because my arms are stretching through the legs. So different things. If your legs are straight, engage your thighs, lift your kneecaps. And there's a tendency to do what I'm doing now, which is dumping the weight into the heels. So if you're one of those, break the weight forward. Press the big toes down so that your legs have to hold you. You could also catch the big toes with your peace fingers. You could keep your hands on your hips. And if you really wanted to work hard, you could keep your arms open to the side like you're flying. There's very many different ways to do prasarita. And on your exhale, bring your hands down and soften the knees. Inhale, walk towards your right foot. So you're back into runner's lunge again. Inhale to plank pose. And this is a good time to rest or transition your way to downward dog. And if you're resting and ready to join us, it's downward dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, step foot between hands. Prepare feet for warrior one. Inhale, rise, warrior one. Left hip back, right hip forward. You can always adjust your feet because your feet will influence the rest of your body in the pose. So begin always by fixing the ground and moving up. Left hip back, right hip forward. Pubic bone and belly button towards each other. Stretch the arms up and out of the waist and look up beyond the fingers. And stretch your eyes up. On your exhale, open into warrior two. Adjust your feet. Bend the front knee about 90 degrees. Push the outer right foot down. Remember the 3 points of each foot. And if you're doing that thing again where you're sticking out your glutes, find your pubic bone, find your belly button, and bring them closer together with the strength of your abdomen. Good. Morella. And if your knee is twisting in, right hip forward, left knee back. Nice work. On your exhale, flick. Inhale. Reach forward, up and back. Reverse warrior. So there's no change in the legs whatsoever. All from the hips up. Stretch your left arm out of the waist. Press down with your right foot into the ground. And breathe. Inhale, warrior two, straighten the front leg. You might sneak your back foot closer or not. Exhale, reach forward and down. Right arm up. And this is extended triangle. It's your pose, your choice. If your legs are straight, try not to collapse into the back of the knees, but rather engage the muscles around the kneecap to drag it up the thigh. So the muscles are holding the joint rather than the joints holding the pose. Chin on the right shoulder if that's okay. And open the chest. Without moving your feet, drag them towards each other. Yes, inner thighs will strengthen. On your exhale, look down, bend the front knee. Inhale, warrior two, flick your palm. Exhale, elbow thigh. Inhale, right arm, stretch it over the right ear. And stretch the arms away from each other. Press your left elbow down to draw the left shoulder away from your ear. Open the chest and continue stretching. Right arm and right leg away from each other. Exhale, look down, lift your back heel. Runner's lunge. Now, if you're doing a handstand and you want to use a wall, face it now. Sneak your back foot closer. Bring your back heel to the ground for pyramid. Stretch your hands forward. Inhale, lift the chest, straighten the front leg any amount. Exhale, take your left hip back and fold. Breathe. Rita, you got this. Come on. Wall. Let's go. Fingers really close though. Really close to the wall. Like almost touching it. Now kick like you did with me the other day. Much harder. Much harder. You almost touched it. Come on. Come on. Yes. You touched it. It's there. All right. Come on. One more time. Last one. Leg straight. There. There's your wall. Nice. All right. Woo! Okay, back to pyramid pose. Exhale, bend the front knee, runner's lunge. Take your left hip, left foot a little bit to the left. Inhale, rise, the high lunge. Exhale, hands on hips, straighten and turn to face the side again. Feet about parallel. Inhale, long waist. Exhale, fold, prasarita. So, take your variation, you choose. Traditionally in yoga, there's prasarita A, B, C, and D, and it's just different positions with the hands. I forget what is A, B, C, and D, but I know, but I just don't know which is which. But the four general options are the palms flat, fingertips sort of in line with your toes. Another option is hands on the hips. Another option is the catching of the big toes. And the other option is the interlocked hands behind your back. And these are just some of them. Yeah, so many different ways to do the same pose. Exhale, soften the knees, lower the hands. Inhale, walk towards your left foot and you're back in runners. Inhale, step it to plank. And either rest or transition your way to downward dog. Bend the knees, look forward, and your way. Run, step, hop, jump, float. Lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees, chair, stand up, arms down, Tadasana. Mountain. Back to the 3 points to the deliberate standing. Inhale, chair, bend the knees and stretch the arms forward. Exhale, palms together to the chest, lean forward. Now inhale, make your spine so long, stretch from the tailbone to the top of the head and from head to tailbone. Exhale, twist to the right, bring your left elbow if possible to the outside of the right leg and maybe even look beyond the right elbow. And this is rotated or revolved chair, Utkatasana. I'm going to take it further. You're going to decide for yourself. Stay exactly as you are and rest if you'd like. Or if you're taking it further, yes to looking down to help balance. Peel from the heel, the left foot off the floor. So start peeling the heel up, the foot up, the toes up. Now the left foot is in mid-air, the right leg is still bent. Start to straighten the left leg back, the right leg is bent. Left foot parallel to earth and balance for a few moments. In 3 seconds, we can tap the foot in revolved lunge 2, 1, left foot down. And twist to the right. Okay, now this is one way of doing this pose. Bringing your back knee to the ground, a bit more accessible, also okay. And there's a place where you can bind in this pose. Please watch shoulders and knees, don't force. I like to use my right hand to push my right thigh a little bit to the left, elbow down, elbow through. And if you have long arms like me, easy work. And connect your hands underneath you. And then maybe you extend the leg in the bind. Maybe today is not happening. So that is one way, but twist to the right and like this. So left arm underneath. Yeah, yes, that, well done. And then you can lift your back knee off the ground or not. Morella, that's a 1. Now you just got to hope your arms will grow a little bit now. If you are binding, stay in the lunge but lose a bind. Come back to the palms together. Maybe do look down for the transition. Lean forward to peel your back toes off the floor. Step the foot forward. Everyone is now in twisted chair. Inhale, stretch forward. It's regular chair. Exhale, forward fold. So 5 to 10 seconds to rest. So rest in the forward fold, in a ragdoll, take a vinyasa, if you want to take a vinyasa, which is the transition to plank, up dog, downward dog, and then back here. Then start to make your way back, please, to this forward fold and prepare for chair. Inhale, bend your knees and stretch the arms forward, up and back. Exhale, your palms together to the chest, lean forward. Inhale, make your spine mega, mega long. Exhale, twist to your left and look beyond the left elbow. So remember that you could stay here You could rest whenever you need to, or look down. Lift the right heel, the right foot, the right toes, and begin to stretch the right leg back. So you're in this weird, twisted warrior 3 chair lunge kind of thing. And in a few moments, I will invite you to tap your toes down in 2. In 1, toes down. Twist to the left. If you're making it more accessible or you're working on your bind, absolutely lower the back knee and take this twist. Or you could use your left hand to ease the chest a bit beyond your thigh and thread your right arm underneath. Connect your hands behind you and take the, from standing, Rita, nice. And take, I know, hey, some people have certain bodies that just work with certain things. And we just go with the body we have. Or you twist. If you want to challenge your balance, look beyond the left shoulder and open your chest. Be nice to your shoulders, but embrace the challenge. Whoa, that is a pose in itself. Nice save. If you're binding, lose the bind, but stay in the twist and start to lean forward to lift your back toes off the floor and step it. So we're all in twisted chair. Inhale, regular chair, arms forward, up and back. Exhale again, forward fold, and take a few moments of rest or intuitive movement, which means you could take a squat. You could do a vinyasa. You could stay as you are. And join us, please, in this forward fold. Everybody prepare for chair. Inhale. Stretch your arms forward, up and back. Utkatasana, stand up. Arms down. Reconnect. Tadasana. Inhale, chair. Bend your knees. Stretch your arms forward, up and back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway, hands on shins. Exhale, plant the hands and step, hop, run. Dalsi in downward dog. There's no wrong way unless it causes you pain. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, step the right foot between the hands. And this time, keep your back heel lifted. Prepare for high lunge. Inhale, take it. Stretch your arms up and out of the waist. Take your right hip back, your left hip forward. Once again, if you find that your pelvis is being dragged back, a little trick, you can bend the back knee, pubic bone and belly button, connect them closer so your spine is neutral, and then you work on extending your back leg in your own time, and your leg will also be strong. I'm going to teach this Warrior 3 with hands on hips. If you know Warrior 3, you're going to place your hands anywhere you want. Exhale, hands on hips and lean forward. Right hip back. Inhale, lean forward and lift your back foot off the floor. So this is Warrior 3. In a perfect world, your spine and leg are parallel to the earth. Flex your back foot and drive your heel away. Your hands can go hips, open like wings, stretching forward, anything in between, palms to prayer, to chest, absolutely. Listen before you move. Your back toes can tap down. Otherwise, you keep your back foot off the floor. On your exhale, bend both knees. Inhale, stand up, left knee to chest, arms to the sky. We transition to Ego, Garurasana. Exhale, bend the front knee, stick out the glutes. Point the left foot, cross it over the right leg once, or maybe you do the double wrap. Left arm under the right, and maybe you do the double wrap at the wrist. Now the 3 points. Is there enough weight on the back heel point? If the answer is no, move the hips back, take the weight back. Once you've got the weight in place, absolutely, lift the chest and turn it into a back bend, or forward fold and turn it into a nested eagle. You choose, or stay as you are. We're going to come out of the pose the same way we went in. Inhale, stand, knee to chest, raise your arms. Exhale, flow through Warrior 3 without holding. Inhale, back toes down, arms up, high lunge. Exhale, hands to mat, runner's lunge. You can rest or take your transition, downward dog. If you're resting, join us. Inhale your left leg, lift. Exhale, step foot between hands. Prepare the feet for a high lunge. Inhale, take it. Raise your arms up to the sky. So start to feel. Would your feet be better off wider, closer? All these things, your decision. If you notice that you're dragging your pelvis back, bend the back knee, pubic bone, belly button towards each other until your spine is neutral, not tucked. Left hip back. Right hip forward, and work on extending the back leg in your own time. Stretch your arms out of the waist, and look up towards the fingertips or beyond them. I'm going to teach Warrior 3 the same way. You can choose what you do with your hands. Exhale, hands to hips, lean forward. Inhale, lean even more forward and float your back foot off the floor. Personally, I flex my back foot, drive the heel away. And eventually your spine and your right leg will be parallel to earth. To continue taking left hip up and back. Right hip forward and down to keep them squared out. Yes to tapping your right toes down, or exhale, bend both knees. Inhale, stand up, right knee to chest, raise your arms to the sky. Eyes on one spot for balance. Exhale, bend the left knee, point the right foot, stick out the glutes. Cross your right over the left, maybe double wrap. Cross your right under the left, maybe double wrap. Before moving, what would you like to do? First, establish your connection. Left heel, ground it. And then you can lift the chest. But you can also forward fold. What is it that your body says? Connection is yoga. Take your time. Inhale, stand. Right knee to chest, arms up. Exhale through Warrior 3. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, hands to mat, and it's your call. Rest, transition your way to downward dog. Bend the knees, look forward. Step, hop, run, jump, feet between hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair, bend the knees. Continue rising up, arms up. Stay standing, arms down, Tadasana. Start with hands on hips, step or hop to the middle of your mats. Heels in and toes out. Inhale, lift onto the tiptoes, eyes on one spot. Bring your feet closer together. The Tiptoe Descent, I got this from Jiva Mukti. It's one of my favorite things of all times. Your hands wherever you want. Super slow. Begin to bend the knees out. So it's like you're dragging your thigh bones out of their sockets, but you're squeezing your sit bones into each other. So the hips, the pelvis can engage. Drag the thigh bones out, the sit bones in. Slowly descend. Knees allowing, all the way down. Super slow. Now, if there's any squats that you're working on, work on them. This one's a great one. Otherwise, a regular malasana in yoga, the squat, feet mat width-ish. And it is actually a big deal that your knees and your toes point the same direction. If you find that your toes are pointing sideways and your knees are twisting inward, you're going to have to do something about it, like widening your feet, lifting your heels and maybe placing something underneath each heel, or sit on a block and fix your feet. You can press the elbows against the knees against your elbows, so that double force is going to enable you to lengthen the waist. Nice. If you'd like to stay in the squat, stay. Otherwise, I'm going to break crow down, Bakasana, crane, crow, and I will take you through the steps, the stages. If you know crow, take it. Otherwise, have your blocks handy just in case, and place them sort of behind you. Now, hands, they have to be, like we talked about, super strong. So shoulder width or a tad wider. Press the fingertips and the heels of the hands down into the mat. It is such a big deal. 2 big rules about crow. Take it real slow and look forward, one spot. Press down with hands. Now, lift onto your tippy toes and bring your tippy toes forward so they pretty much 2-3 centimeters only behind the wrists, an inch. Press your knees into your armpits if they reach. If they don't, this is where the bricks might come in handy. Step your feet on the bricks. Push your knees into your armpits. Some people do it with knees outside of arms. Absolutely okay. And arms are bent, in which case you got to engage your inner thighs. The true Bakasana is knees to armpits or back of arms. Now press knees into arms, arms into knees. Look forward. And as you start to lean forward, maybe just the one foot's going to drift up. Maybe your other foot also drifts up. Maybe no feet drift up. If they do, big toes touch and bring your heels towards your glutes. And if they don't drift up, that's fine. You keep working on it. Good. If you are safe from transitioning to Bakasana, hopping back, go for it. Nice work. And good. Morella, look forward one spot. You got it. Now push the knees into the arms and squeeze your inner thighs. Exactly. Take it super slow. Yes. Good. Yeah. You felt it. Yes. That's it. You take it slow and measured, but exactly that. Nice work. Really nice work. And I will meet you all in downward dog or kneeling down because that's where we're headed. Downward dogs, if you are in downward dog, feel free to lower your knees or to take a hop onto the shins. Rest it out for a moment, please, in child's pose. And if you did do crow, please roll out the wrists in child's pose. Inhale, slowly come on up and just send the legs forward for Paschimottanasana. Stretch them out, sit up straight please. If you find that you are leaning into the back of your sit bones, bend the knees, sit up straight, flex the toes towards you. Inhale, lengthen waist. Exhale, forward fold. Different ways to take it. So first, this is a long spine. So keep your spine long and hinge forward at the hips. If your legs are straight and your hands reach well beyond the toes, take your brick, place it behind your feet. Not only will it flatten the feet into alignment, it might feel like more sensation in the pose, so feel free to do that. If you're thinking, I can't even reach my toes, no problem. Hands on shins. And continue lifting your spine. So focus on keeping your spine straight, not because it's the only way to do this pose, but because we all tend to round and compensate the lack of mobility in the legs with rounding in the spine. So keep your spine long, let the legs open in time, and fold. We have a couple of breaths left. Inhale, slowly come on up. And as you do, take your right knee with you. Exhale, open it to the side, flex both feet, turn the body over the left leg, drag the left hip back, lengthen waist. Exhale, fold. And same options with the grip, but this time you can bind. Yep. So it makes more sense for me for the left hand to grab the right wrist, but it doesn't mean to say that that will be the case for you. So try them both. The reason I use left hand to hold right wrist is because then I can facilitate the dragging, the rotating of the stomach to the left, and therefore the alignment of the spine. Drive the left heel forward, whether the leg is bent or not. And instead of shoving the right knee to the ground, stretch it or drive it away. Fold at the hips. Inhale, rise up. Right knee to chest. Cross right foot over left knee. Drive the left heel away. Maybe it lifts. Right hand behind you. Inhale your left arm up. Exhale, hook. And twist to the right. Now, the binding here is exactly the same as we did for the lunge, right? It's just that your body's in a very similar shape. It's just sat rather than standing. So you can thread your left arm. Bring your right hand behind you and connect the hands. If you find that as a result of binding you have collapsed, none of you have here, then lose a bind and maybe start only with the right hand so that you can start to establish enough foundational strength in your body. Drive your left heel forward. Rita, it might help. Right hand. just get the left elbow a little bit lower, because you could bind in the lunge. You'll be able to bind here. If you're binding, let go. Inhale, face forwade. Exhale, de-rotate. Inhale, face forward, stretch out the leg. Left knee to chest, open it out, flex both feet, and turn the body over the right leg. Lengthen. Exhale, forward. And choose your hand options. And try right hand grabbing left wrist, of course, but also the other way around. Which one serves you? Drive the right heel away. Twist your stomach to the right. Notice what that does. It's like it's dragging the right hip back, but you continue driving the right heel forward. Left knee, stretch it away. And move the breastbone towards your big toe. Inhale, rise up. Left knee, chest, cross the ankle, flex the right foot, drive the heel away. Left hand behind you, sit up straight. Inhale the right arm up, hook it, and take your bind. Maybe the half, maybe hands connect and take the full. It doesn't really matter. Always strive to go deeper, but never make that path the only path either. Inhale, face forward. Exhale, de-rotate. Inhale, face forward. Briefly stretch out the left leg. Then cross your legs with the weird leg in front. So the weird cross, if that makes sense. Roll over your feet. Come to, if you're ambidextrous in the legs, it's cool. Lie on your abdomen. I'm not. Put your hands underneath your shoulders for Cobra. Strong legs. Lift your eyes. Inhale. Chest forward and chest up. Bhujangasana, Cobra Pose. Now draw the elbows in towards each other. Draw the elbows down towards your hips. This is Cobra. I'm going to give you a few options. If you have one you're working with, take it. Otherwise, you could simply start by lifting onto the fingertips. And then you could maybe lift the hands. And if you have, this is cactus, this is flying, this is really hard work, but you're welcome to take it. Or if you keep your fingertips down, you can do the spider cobra. And you could even rotate one shoulder down, inhale to center, and exhale the other shoulder down. I love doing this because it gets really into the upper back and shoulder and armpit and gives it a nice stretch. And on your inhale, face forward and stay. Exhale, lower down and rest. Forehead on hands, maybe. Inhale, locust. Stretch your arms out, palms face down. So forehead on the mat, but shoulders already off the floor. Make your legs straight, strong, and engaged. Stretch the toes away. Inhale, lift your head. Lift your legs, and if you want to add the arms, lift your arms, and this is locust, you're flying. You can open your arms out like wings, you can flap them like wings, you can interlock your hands behind you and stretch. You decide. And on your exhale, lower everything down, and once again, rest. And Dhanurasana bow. Bend your knees, chin on the mat. Catch your outer feet just below the toes. Lift your eyes. Inhale, press your feet into the hands. And that will drag the arms back and your arms remain straight. Lift the chin, lift your eyes. Allow the shoulder blades to drag down the back and to approach each other. Inhale into the chest. Kick your knees back behind you. As you kick your feet up, use your hands and pull them up. Kick them up and pull them up. Kick them up and pull them up. Exhale, lower. Turn around. Lie on your back. Bridge. And you can take your bridge into a wheel. You can stay in bridge. Bridge, bend the knees. Don't worry about how close your feet are to you. Have your feet about hip width and parallel, but a bit wider is fine. Press your feet down into the mat. Inhale, lift your hips up. This is bridge. Now, if you're taking a restorative bridge, slide your block underneath your hips. So your seat, not the small of the back. And yeah, stretch the legs away. It's more of a yin pontoon. Still really nice. Or stay. If you're taking bridge without a block and you would like to work on strength, you could lift one leg off the ground, count to 10 slowly. Bring it down and do the same with the other. And if you're doing wheel, be stable with your hands and your feet. If it feels stable, stay in wheel. If it doesn't, come on out and join us in bridge. Wheels, take your wheels. I won't invite you out. Bridges, we have another 30, 40 seconds. And start to wheels, make your way out, or if you have, lift your legs up, bridges, lower the hips, and everybody lift your legs straight up to the sky. Wheels, consider lifting your wrists, at least if not your arms, and shake out the wrists. If you want to shake out the legs, do. And bring knees to chest, hug them in. And if you'd like to rock it out, do. If you'd like to bring soul to soul, knees open, do. If you'd like to take a happy baby and rock still the hips, do. If you'd like to stay as you are in happy baby or any variations, do. Otherwise, join me for a supine twist, knees to chest. Lower them slowly to the left, using the strength of the abdomen to slowly touch down. Adjust the height of your knees. So the closer to the chest, the more the twist is going to move up the middle back, which is what I prefer. The further, the lower the twist. Both are fine as long as they feel fine. And twist your body away from the legs. Now, options with the legs include straightening the top and the bottom leg, and maybe bringing your bottom leg then in line with your body, or even bending it, catching your left big toe with your right hand and catching the outer right foot with your left hand. It's a really comfortable, twist. A slightly more accessible version includes what we were doing, or wrapping the right leg like you would an eagle once or twice around the left. Having your bottom leg straight, top leg bent, no involvement with your hands. Again, when you are given options, it's all about finding the one that works for you. And if you took the twist or any variation, start to let go, bend the knees, come back to initial place. Inhale your knees to center. Use the abdomen, exhale them to your right. Adjust your legs, you choose, and twist away from the knees to the left. Exhale, let go, bring your knees bent. Inhale your knees to chest, hug them in. Keep your knees bent, but lower your feet onto the mat. Take your blocks. Lift your hips, lowest setting with the blocks, at least to start with. Bring your blocks underneath your seat. So again, not the small of the lower back, but your back pockets, your glutes, your seat. And lift the legs up in Viparita Karani. If it's not feeling comfortable with the block, lower the feet, adjust the position of your block, and then lift up again. And we're going to stay here for a few minutes if you decide to. And then the final pose after this one is Shavasana. Some people love it and stay here for 10 minutes. Others are like, nope, this is not my thing. My hamstrings don't like this, or whatever it is. So I invite you to stay here like this, the amount of time that you feel is right for you. And when you feel it's time to bring your feet down and transition to Shavasana, relaxation pose, you do that. No rush, but when you have taken Shavasana, your eyes can close. Your hands can go anywhere that you'd like them to go. And your feet can be wider. Let your body breathe itself. And let your mind stay with the breath. keeping your body still, begin to be aware of your breath and begin to deepen it. Really, really subtly and slowly bring movement into the body and allow the movement to grow in intensity and range. And then move, stretch, fiddle, yawn, breathe, however you'd want to get your body to wake up. Eventually knees to chest. Stay here for a few seconds. And if you'd like to now roll to the side and stay there for a few seconds. And taking your time, please press up to find a seat facing forward. Position your hands deliberately, any way you decide that's going to work for you. Bow your head and thank yourselves. And thank you for you lot here in person. Thank you, my friends online. See you all very soon. Namaste.